Hello, beautiful people. Today I have a special message to share with you, so stay tuned. Hello, beautiful people. Today I have a message for you. I have a beautiful message for you. As I was sitting and after a week of going through an emotional healing process, I asked Spirit, what is it that I need to share? And Spirit sent me a message about shedding old skin. And the symbolism is the snake. And so the question for me, or the message for me, which I'm sharing with you, because sometimes when we have a message that comes to us, we can also share it with others. So I'm taking the responsibility to share the message that I received, and in hopes that it resonates with you as well and it helps you in some way. So the question is, what is it that you need to cast off? What old hurt and pain that you need to release in order to reveal your true self, your true talents, the true you? What is it that is holding you back? You see, in many spiritual traditions, the snake is very powerful, and the snake is also symbolic of medicine. And in tantric teachings, it symbolizes kundalini, and we know that the kundalini energy is very powerful, and when this awakens, it allows you to reach your highest potential. And so a lot of times when we're holding on to past hurts, to past traumas, to past experiences, to holding on to things that were said to us, we stop the energy from being able to move within our bodies and to move, and we are stuck. So when our ancestors and sacred ones, when they saw a snake in nature, or they encountered a snake in their dream, they knew that there was transformation in the air. So therefore, that told them that there was a healing that needed to take place, the transformation, because healing brings transformation. And so for me, when the snake symbolism came up, it represented the shedding of old skin and moving beyond the limitation caused by carrying the venom of negative thoughts about others or the past. And in going through my emotional week of healing and being able to identify where I was stuck, I am being vulnerable to share this experience with you so that you can, it'll help you as well. And so my emotional journey started because my past pain appeared in my dream, and it was so vivid. The person that the past hurt was lingering, the situation that happened with that particular person, that person appeared in the dream. And so again, there was a little conflict in the dream, and when I woke up, I said to myself, because I thought that I was over this past hurt, but the fact that it appeared in my dream, I knew that I had to deal with it again and make sure I work through it so that I process it and release it for good this time. And the way that spirit works, the following day, I receive a message from a friend of mine who is in Bali, and she shared with me a recording that she did, sharing a message that she received from the ancestors about the importance of healing. And she went on to explain in a dream to utilize a black candle to, of course, you set your intentions, you light the black candle, and you write down everything that hurt you, every experience, every trauma, every pain that you're holding on to, what someone said to you, what someone did to you, what you did to yourself, what you did to others. Write this down and burn it. And so we see the black candle. We've been taught that black is so negative, but the black candle dispels negative energy. And so when we're holding on to these past stories and these old skins that really has nothing to do with who we truly are, we stop the flow of energy. And that flow of energy is the exact the exact energy that is needed to activate the Kundalini, so we become the versions of ourselves, as I stated prior. And so after listening to my friend's message, I knew what had to take place, that I had to go through a ritual to heal, to release what I was holding on to, the hurt that I was holding on to. And so in the process of after going through the ritual that I did, feeling lighter, I received a message from another sister, and she gave me such an empowering message, because I had written a children's book entitled Biko Learns Ancient Traditions, and she purchased a copy of it. And her feedback in her message, she was so emotional and thankful for the book. But me, I had kind of put that project on a back burner because I thought it wasn't good enough. And so I made the correlation that me holding on to this past, that I was still holding on, not knowing, I was still holding on to this past hurt. And it was blocking, me from being able to move forward. And so I was stagnant, and that limiting belief came up of, oh, your book isn't good enough and it's not going to reach anyone. And this sister's message, she detailed to me things that I thought weren't good enough. She detailed to me and told me the impact it made on her. And so I'm going to leave the link of the book for anyone who wants to purchase it. I'm going to leave the link down below in the description box of this video. And so to get back to, after hearing the sister's empowering message, I shed some more tears. And so again, I'm being so vulnerable at this time, but I want to share this message and get it across, because a lot of times we have such a hard time facing ourselves. We have such a hard time identifying our weaknesses, our issues, our pain. We have a hard time identifying what is the stories that have caused us these thoughts, these negative thoughts about ourselves or our work, about our creativity, or about even what we can do. And so we have a hard time identifying them within ourselves, but we're so quick to identify them in other people. And a lot of times when you have someone that is so quick to identify other people's issues, is because there's a lot of healing that needs to take place within that person. And so this is why it is so important, whether female or male, we have to go through this healing process. Because when we heal everyone else around us. We become lighter. We flow in the energy of love. We flow into our creativity. We allow that Kundalini energy to move up and down our spine and activate these different chakras that brings us our strength, that brings us our power, that brings us our creativity, our light, our sun, our love. It brings us the connection so that we're able to utilize our voice to speak or to sing or to, write, recite poetry, whatever it is. It helps us to stimulate our third eye and activate our third eye so that we're able to see beyond the veil. And then it activates our crown chakra, so we're connected to source. We're connected to the cosmos and to the spirit and to the ancestors and to the divine. And this all takes place through healing. We can't be afraid to go through this healing process. And this is a lot of people do this. They stay busy, they remain busy. They're always doing something because they're so afraid to face the truth. They're so afraid to look at themselves in a mirror, to identify what it is that they need to work on. And this is why you see there are so many relationship issues and personal issues, because people refuse to heal. Nobody can heal you. You must heal yourself. And so until we sit and heal ourselves, we're going to continue this perpetual cycle, the perpetual cycle of relationship issues. You go from one relationship to the next, to the next, to the next, but there's a pattern. There's a pattern that keeps repeating itself, because you see, that person that you're with is a reflection of who you are. And so when you don't heal yourself, you're looking at your reflection. So every time that person does something and it gets you upset or you're annoyed by it, you should ask yourself, why? And in that why, it's going to lead you to what it is that you need to identify that needs to heal. And until whatever it is that needs to heal is healed, you're going to continue this insane cycle of keep doing the same thing and expecting a different result. So why not take the time with yourself? Spend time with yourself. Spend time with your loved one. And have sessions of reflection within your families, with yourself, with your loved ones, with your spouse, with your partner, with your mate. Have sessions of reflection where there's conversations that take place, where you ask each other, what do they identify in you that needs work? And so a lot of times when something is identified, it has to do with something in the past. For example, if you're insecure, a lot of times it has to do with the fear of abandonment or something, you know what I mean, or neglect of something that happened to you in the past. And so now you're bringing it into your current relationship because you never healed. And if you look back at previous relationships, you're going to see that that particular insecurity was there. And so now this past hurt or pain or experience is causing you to be insecure. And it doesn't have to be that way. Just go through the healing process, do the shadow work, heal yourself. And to conclude this message, the continuation of the message that I received from Spirit, your own personal commitment to growth has been recognized, and now the external world will begin to reflect all of the work that you've been doing within. If you feel someone you love has misunderstood you recently, they will be able to see beyond that if you're willing to recognize your own challenges. This is a time for renewal, abundance, and connection. Let yourself be reborn and celebrated. The choice is yours. Continue with the baggage or shed the old skin. Shed the stories. Shed the limiting beliefs. Shed the old fear. Shed the old pain, the hurt. The resentment, the grudges, the anger, and allow yourself to heal